what's good, Commanders fans, and happy holidays. I will be seeing you guys before Christmas one more time on Christmas Eve. They do play at 1 o'clock, but it is a holiday weekend here to start it off right. So I'm gonna preview this game. This is gonna be an ugly game, guys. This could be like a 13-10, a 9-6. I wouldn't be surprised if it's like 6-3 or 3-3. I think it will end up being like 17-14 or something like that, 13-10, around that. Zach Wilson has officially been ruled out for a concussion. He's been ruled out, so Trevor Siemian will most likely be starting. He looking at his 2 games, he's been awful. And really, honestly, the outcome of this game, it does matter a lot as far as like draft capital and our draft position, whether we want to win or lose this game. A lot of fans want to lose this game. I'm kind of with that too. I'd rather just lose and get the best draft pick that we can get, the highest draft pick we can get. Personally, I do think the new GM, I think Josh Harrison, the new GM and coach, I think they're going to move forward with drafting a different quarterback. That's just how things work, guys. People, when they come in with a new regime, they want to start fresh from the top to the bottom, with everything. They just want a clean slate. They want to start fresh and start new. So I do think, and then Sam kind of opened up the door for that too. The last couple games, 3 pick sixes in a row. Jacoby Brissett coming in. The offense just looking vastly different. Terry McLaurin getting the ball downfield. Stuff that we haven't seen consistently from Terry McLaurin. He got more opportunities down the field, and Jacoby showed some things. I mean, yeah, I get it. It was against, I'm not going to say prevent defense, but I don't want to get too excited from what Jacoby did because, it was against a team that was already up by 20 points. That they weren't pinning their ears back like they were before. They were up by 20. So it's a different kind of defense that he did come in and play against. But Sam just wasn't playing well. He hasn't been playing well the past 3 or 4 weeks. 3 pick sixes in a row, 4 games with an interception. Has not been playing good football. He just was not seeing the field. Antonio gets him wide open in front of him. Terry McLaurin wide open in front of him. He holds onto the ball way too long. Then he throws an interception. So if they do keep him as the number 1 guy, personally, I don't mind it. But if they want to move on and draft another quarterback, I'm all for it for sure. And that doesn't mean you have to cut Sam or trade Sam. You can still keep Sam on the roster and still have somewhat of a competition. But if they draft a quarterback that high in the top 4, most likely they're going to move on with that quarterback and try to build around him and develop him and give him the most opportunities to be the franchise guy. Now, Eric Bieniemy came out and said that was Ron Rivera's decision to do it. Ron Rivera came to Eric Bieniemy to bench Sam, and Ron Rivera came with the excuse that I don't believe that he wanted to protect Sam. I think he just wanted to bench him because he wasn't playing well. But he's still going to keep him as the starter, which I agree with. For the last 3 games, there's no point. They should have traded Jacoby anyway. I wanted to trade Jacoby before the trade deadline, but they did not. So it is what it is on that. Let's look at the injury report here. Brian Robinson's going to be out again. Tyler Larson did not participate on Thursday. Leno, we'll see if he's going to play. Did not participate on Thursday. Josh Pryor, the defensive end, he did not participate on Thursday. Jonathan Williams did not participate. John Ridgeway limited. James Smith Williams limited. Cody Barton, full participant, and Emmanuel Forbes, full participant as well. On the Jets side, they have a lot of guys on the injury report, man. I'm not even going to read this full thing because we're just 2 awful teams. We're just 2 bad teams. We are, what are we, 3-9 or something, 4-9 or something like that? Yeah, we're 4-9. The Jets are, what are the Jets? The Jets they're like the same. I mean, the whole Aaron Rodgers saga, he's out. He went on the Pat McAfee show and finally said that he wasn't going to play, saying that it's just not likely to come back from a torn Achilles in 14 weeks. So, I mean, he tried to make it look like he was going to come back, but he's not coming back. And we all kind of knew that realistically, that you're just not going to come back from an Achilles that quickly. So, we will be playing against Trevor Siemian. This is a big game for Sam Howell, but I'm going to go keys to victory and then just, of course, well, not even keys to victory, but just keys to, we'll just say keys to victory. I like, for the Wizards, I say keys to development. For Sam, of course. But this is actually a winnable game here. And like I said, I'd rather see us lose for draft capital. But I think they can actually win this game. I really do. I think this is a seriously winnable game. As bad as we are, they're just as bad or even worse Keys to victory, simple. For me, I don't think it's going to be one key to victory, really, and try to establish some type of run game to help out your young quarterback. Now, I know the Jets defense is legit, but they've been giving up some run yards, some rush yards to some teams. The past couple games, they just got dominated by the Dolphins. Yes, the Dolphins are just a better team. Both games they got dominated against the Dolphins. Some of the games they've given up some big yardage here. Just looking at some of their numbers here, but really it's just turnovers, man. Turnovers are going to be a huge thing, man. The Jets right now, they're 32nd in team yards per game offensively. They're just a terrible offensive team. They're 30th in passing yards per game. They're 32nd in third down conversion rate. And they're also second in turnovers per game. They turn the ball over twice a game. So I have a weird feeling we're going to get either a pick six. We don't do stuff like this. Either a pick six or a scoop and score. I think one of those things are going to happen. Either a scoop and score, Cam Curl. I know he doesn't really force a lot of turnovers, but I think he's going to get a turnover and have a scoop and score. It's either going to be him or Kendall Fuller, a pick six, or a tip pass by Jerome Payne, bats it up in the air. Somebody just catches it and runs it into the end zone. I think it's going to be one of those games, and that happens, and that catapults us to get a lead and be victorious. That's my prediction. I'm already giving out my win-loss prediction. But my keys for Sam is just to be cool, calm, and collected, man. Get the ball out quickly. There's a lot of it's going to be on Bieniemy too, but you got to help him with the run game. Like the Jets, they do give up some rushing yards here and there. Yes, they have a darn good defense with Sauce Gardner, C.J. Mosley, Quincy Williams, DJ Reed is a good corner. Like they have a darn good defense, and they've shut down some good teams. They beat the Eagles. They shut down the Eagles' offense, even though the Eagles' offense has not looked good the past couple of weeks. But they've had some really, really good defensive performances. C.J. Stroud, they shut him down. They only gave up 6 points to the Texans. They've had some really, really good defensive showings. And, of course, they have a good defensive-minded coach in Robert Saleh. So they can really make things tough for a young quarterback in Sam Howell. This is a game where I personally wouldn't be surprised if he's benched again if he struggles. I personally would not bench him, but I could see him struggling again against a tough defense with Sauce Gardner and guys that fly around like that on the Jets defense for sure. So stay cool, calm, collected in the pocket. Take what the defense gives you, man. If Antonio Gibson is wide open in the flats, give him the football. Jonathan Williams, Derek Gore, they just moved him up from the practice squad. Chris Rodriguez, use those guys. Get the ball to Terry McLaurin, man. Give him chances down the field. I don't care if it's Sauce Gardner, whatever corner it is, give him chances down the field. That's the only way that Terry's really going to be great. Terry's got to catch the football too because he had a couple of drops last game. But the best way to get out of him, the best way to help Terry and get the best out of Terry McLaurin is those downfield throws like the Stephon Gilmore Moss that he did last year against the Colts with Terry McLaurin had. Some of those where it's just like, forget it, Terry's down there somewhere. Like Heineke gave Terry all those opportunities. That's why Terry looked good. And say what you want to say about Taylor Heineke, but Terry got a lot of opportunities with Taylor Heineke. He just did. And you have to give him those one-on-one chances. If you don't, you're not going to get the best out of Terry McLaurin. And that's one thing that Sam is lacking. And that's one thing that I saw when Jacoby came in the game. That happened with Terry McLaurin. So, got to give him more chances. Curtis Samuel, I think Sam and Curtis have a really good connection. Jahan Dotson's got to get targets, but they got to establish a run game. I don't want to see him drop back 40 times, 50 times like Eric Bieniemy has done. Third down conversions, fourth down conversions are going to be huge and crucial. Of course, it's okay to punt. I'm happy we have a better long. You just can't get any worse than Cameron Cheeseman, but you have a different long snapper in there too. So, defensively, no big plays to Garrett Wilson. No big plays to Breece Hall. Make it simple. Tyler Conklin is a good tight end. Some of the weapons are actually pretty good. Some of the weapons are not bad. Their offensive line has been pretty bad. They've had 11 combinations. Mekhi Becton has been disappointing. Lincoln Thomas has been disappointing. They have a makeshift offensive line in there. So John Allen, Jerome Payne, they got to dominate for the most part. They got to get to Trevor Siemian. They got to rattle him. Trevor Siemian, some of his games, he was 5 for 13 and 66 yards in one game. He was just awful. 2 interceptions against the Dolphins, just terrible. So I won't say it will be embarrassing if we lose, but because we're just a bad team, they're a bad team, and we're kind of trying to get draft capital at this point. Dalvin Cook is a good running back too, so they do have some weapons. Alan Lazard, Randall Cobb, all the guys that were supposed to come and play with Aaron Rodgers, all his Packers guys are basically on the Jets right now. So, all right, so those are my keys to victory. Get the ball to Terry McLaurin. Sam, settle down in the pocket, not get rattled. Be cool, calm, and collected, confident. Use your legs if you have to as well. Also, get the ball to Terry McLaurin. This brings me to Prize Picks. Sign up for Prize Picks using my promo code RealEdOliver. You get 100% deposit match. First-time users up to $100. My pick for on Prize Picks for this game is Terry McLaurin over 48.5 receiving yards. And then this is on Prize Picks. Shout out to OddsJam as well. And I use the OddsJam optimizer. Make sure to sign up for OddsJam as well. You get a free trial for 7 days. Sign up in the link down below in the description box using my promo code EDOliver. Also, you get a free 7-day trial for the first week and 35% off for the first month using OddsJam. What is OddsJam? Gives you the best odds across all books, across FanDuel, DraftKings, Caesars, any book out there, Parlay Play, Underdog, DraftKings, any book out, ESPN Bet. It gives you the odds and the bets and different yardages, yards, anything, player projections, player props, anything, money line. Gives you the best odds and best value across the board. So OddsJam really makes it a lot easier for you for your sports wagering. So I got Terry McLaurin over 48.5 receiving yards. The Jets gave a big yard set with Jalen Waddle. They gave up 100 yards to Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill. I know they're different receivers. They gave up big yards to Keenan Allen. They've given up some big yards to number 1 wide receivers. So I think Terry McLaurin should be no different. He should get 50 yards. That's all he's got. It's 50 yards. It should not be that hard to get 50 yards. If Sam can get him the football, he should be easily be able to get 50 yards. This is on DraftKings, minus 125 for 49, over 49.5 receiving yards. On Prize Picks, it's 48.5, so you get good value on Prize Picks for 48.5 yards. I'm going to pair that with the Kevin Durant promo they got going for Christmas Day. We hit last week on Matt Stafford's 1.5 passing touchdowns, so I'm happy if you guys tailed. You guys made some money on that. And then also the other pick that I got is Sam Howell over having an interception. I hate to wager this, but it's minus 170 on ESPN Bet. That's the best value you can get. Everywhere else is like minus 175 on DraftKings. So minus 170 for Sam Howell throwing an interception. I hate to put money on this, but I think he's going to throw an interception. I really do. But Terry McLaurin on other books, Caesars, it's 51.5 receiving yards. Parlay Play 51.5 receiving yards. And on DraftKings, it's 49.5. And Price is 48.5 receiving yards for Terry McLaurin. 50.5 receiving yards on ESPN Bet. So like I said, you get really good value on Prize Picks for sure. So that's OddsJam helping us out with giving us the player props and projections and value across all books. So all right, let's go with the final score here. I think we win this game. I think we get a pick 6. Kind of like when we played against Jake Fromm, where either Cameron Curl or Percy Butler gets a pick 6. It's going to be a random play, and that's how we win this game. It's going to be one turnover, one mistake made, or a fumble, scoop and score, and that's who wins the game. And I just want to see the best for Sam Howell. I want to see him play well. I want to see him play under control. He doesn't have to have a big game, go out there and throw like 300 yards or anything like that. If he can just have a simple, calm game where he just doesn't turn the football over, uses his legs, gets the ball out quickly, gets the ball to Terry McLaurin, makes things easy for himself, and not holding onto the ball too long, where he set Terry up last game against the Rams too, and Terry got obliterated. He dropped the ball, and some of that was on Sam, man. It just was. And just finishing in the red zone if they get in the red zone too. That's going to be huge too. So, all right, you guys let me know what you guys think. Everybody have a good Christmas Eve when I see you, and happy holiday, of course. Hell, Commanders. I think the Commanders win and they mess up the draft capital. I think this is going to be like the Ron Rivera where he gets that win, kind of like Lovie Smith. How he got that win where they didn't want to win, but they ended up drafting a good quarterback in C.J. Stroud. But I think this is going to be the win that we don't want to happen, and it happens, and Ron Rivera gets it. All right, you guys. Hell, Commanders. Peace.